All right, good morning, everybody. Sorry for the delay. I would like to call the meeting of the Human Services Committee to order. Please call the roll.
Chair Swarzy?
Here.
Member Childress?
Yes.
Member Garcia? Member Galassi?
Here.
Member
Really
LaPlante.
long.
I guess.
Okay. All right, we do have a quorum. Thank you for coming in right at the right time. Do we have any public comment?
No public comment.
Okay. I just want to remind this committee that at 1:30 today at Loaves and Fishes in Aurora, there's a volunteer opportunity that was put out by our chairwoman, Deb Conroy, to help package and bag food. So it's at 1:30 at Loaves and Fishes, and I hope you can make it. And then next Tuesday, November 14th, in between our finance meeting and our county board meeting, we will have a reception with refreshments, hosting our small nonprofit check recipients. That'll be in probably in the room next door. And then at 10 o'clock at our county board meeting, there'll be a presentation awarding those checks. So looking forward to that. Do we have any comments from any members? Seeing none, I will move on to item number 5. I'll take a motion to approve item 233617, the Human Services Committee regular meeting minutes of October 17, 2023. We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. I will move on to item 6A. I'll take a motion to approve item HSD 8123, awarding a resolution issued to Healthy Air Heating and Airing to provide furnace repair or replacement, labor and materials for low-income home energy assistance program for the period November 1st, 23 through June 30th of 24 for a contract total amount of $206,008.
So moved. Second.
Motion and second. Questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Please note that Member Garcia is now in attendance. I'll move to approve item I'll look for a motion to approve item HSP 8223, awarding a resolution issued to Nortec Environmental Inc. to provide furnace repair or replacement, labor and materials for low-income home energy assistance program for the period November 1st, 23 through June 30th, 24 for a contract total of $206,008.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. I'll take a motion to approve item 233618, a recommendation for approval of a contract to Norcon Communications Inc. to deliver and install 12 talk-through intercoms in the 9 intake rooms and reception area within community services for a contract total amount not to exceed $18,908.24. We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? Please call the roll on this one.
Member Childress?
Yes.
Member Garcia?
Aye.
Member Galassi?
Aye.
Member LaPlante?
Aye.
Chair Swarzy?
Aye. Thank you very much. I'll take a motion to approve item HSR 6523, a recommendation for approval of Home Investment Partnerships Act agreement with Catholic Charities for tenant-based rental assistance in the amount of $300,000. We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments?
Yes. Member LaPlante?
Second.
Did I not hear?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Sorry, it was me, not you.
Okay.
Me, not you.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. I'll take a motion to approve item HSR 6623,
Second.
recommendation for approval of a memorandum of understanding with the Village of Addison for the county under 24 CFR Part 58 to act as a responsible entity and perform the environmental review as necessary for Addison's community project funding grant. We have a motion, a second. Questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, can I give a little background in this? I think these are kind of,
Mary.
thank you. So these 3 agreements are related to projects that, as you probably know, members of Congress now have the ability to sort of nominate a community project. And so we have a number of entities in DuPage County that have received funds as sort of direct allocations from their members of Congress. Congress is using the CDBG sort of platform to get these projects done. And so part of the requirements under CDBG is that an environmental review be done for each project. So we were approached by HUD staff and we were asked if we would take on that responsibility of being the responsible entity for the environmental reviews. We agreed to do 3 of them. There were 7 in DuPage County. The ones that we did not agree to, we had one that we believe has potential to have significant environmental review requirements, beyond the scope of what we would typically do with projects that we would have approved. And then a couple others were entities that we thought had the ability and had the staff capacity to take on the training to understand the environmental review process. And so these agreements are for, and the other issue being that we don't have extra staff to take on this sort of extra responsibility and workload. So what we're doing is we have these MOUs with these entities. We will be charging them for our staff time because it's highly likely that the work that's done on these projects will require overtime from our community development staff. And so that was sort of the compromise that we came to with HUD because they asked us to take these on. So we agreed to do some of them, and we agreed to do it only with the understanding that we get reimbursed for our staff time.
Thank you very much, Mary. Any questions? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. Take a motion to approve item HSR 6723, recommendation for approval of a
So moved.
memorandum of understanding with the city of Wheaton for the county under 24 CFR Part 58 to act as a responsible entity and perform the environmental review as necessary for Wheaton's community project funding CPF grant. We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. And I'll take a motion to approve item HSR 6823, the recommendation for approval of a memorandum of understanding with the Wooddale Park District for the county under 24 CFR Part 58 to act as a responsible entity and perform the environmental review as necessary for Wooddale Park District's community project funding grant. We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments?
I'm sorry, I don't know. Can Patty vote in this committee if she's not on the committee?
I'm on the
CDC.
community development committee.
But I don't.
For the
Yeah, this would be just for health, human services,
Yeah.
so.
Okay, so somebody else has got it.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Or we gotta do the other one then too?
Okay, we're staying with 7D. You have your motion and your
Yes.
second. Okay, any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, going back to 7C, you're saying we need a motion and a second.
Okay. Yes, no
Second.
motion.
Motion and a second. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Just really happy about
Thank you for catching that, Karen.
it.
I'm just trying to figure out how I could do it in Legistar. That's why it wouldn't work though.
All right, on to DuPage Care Center. I'll take a motion to approve item HSP 8323, a recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Northwest Medicine Regional Medical Group, Dr. Meal, for professional services for a medical director for the DuPage Care Center for a period of December 1st, 23 through November 30th, 24 for a contract amount not to exceed $36,000. We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Take a motion to approve item HSP 8423, a recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Medline Industries, Inc. to furnish and deliver disposable isolation gowns for the DuPage Care Center for the period of November 15th, 23 through November 14th of 24 for a contract total amount not to exceed $37,920. We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Take a motion to approve item HSP 8523, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Cisco Chicago Inc. for primary food, supplies, and chemicals for the DuPage Care Center for the period December 1st, 23 through November 30th, 24
Second.
for a total contract amount not to exceed $1,246,500. This is the first of 3 one-year optional renewals. We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. I'll take a motion to approve item HSP 8623, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Cimbria Rehabbing for Community Wellness Partner for the Wellness Center staffing and management for outpatient center at the DuPage Care Center for the period December 1st, 23 through November 30th of 24 for a contract total amount not to exceed $66,000. This is the second of 3 one-year optional renewals. We have a motion, a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I'll take a motion to approve item HSP 8723, a recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Sembria Rehabbing to provide physical, occupational, speech, and respiratory therapy and consulting services for the DuPage Care Center for the
So
period
moved.
December 1st, 23 through November 30th of 24 for a contract total amount not to exceed $1 million, the second of 3 one-year optional renewals. We have a motion, a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Take a motion to approve item 233619, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Standard Textile Company Inc. for housekeeping trolley carts for the DuPage Care Center for the period of 11/8/23 through 11/7/24 for a total amount not to exceed $25,656. We have a motion, a second. Questions or comments? Clerk, please call the roll, Karen.
Member Childress,
Yes.
member Garcia,
Aye.
member Galassi.
Aye.
Member LaPlante.
Aye.
Chair Swarzy.
Thank you very much. Under budget transfers, I'll take a motion to approve item 233620, a budget transfer to accommodate for flex benefit earnings that are paid out instead of covering medical insurance for the IDHFS Access and Visitation Grant for the Family Center, the amount of $600. We have a motion, a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. I'm going to move to combine items on the consent agenda 10A through 10M.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. And I'm going to move to approve item 233621, Alco Sales and Service. This purchase order is decreasing the amount of $15,265.63 and closing due to purchase order expiring. Item 233622, Alliance Distribution doing business as Alliance Laundry. This purchase order is decreasing the amount of $22,174.26 and closing due to purchase order expiring. Item 233623, Alpha Baking Company. This purchase order is decreasing the amount of $12,057.11 and is closing due to purchase order expiring. Item 233624, American Bottling Company doing business as Keurig Dr. Pepper. This purchase order is decreasing the amount of $10,072.04 and closing due to purchase order expiring. Item 233625, Bob Barker Company. This purchase order is decreasing the amount of $10,380.66 and closing due to purchase order expiring. Item 233626, Cardinal Health Inc. This purchase order is decreasing in the amount of $372,610.97 and closing due to purchase order expiring. Item 233627, Lakeshore Dairy Inc. This purchase order is decreasing the amount of $15,114.83 and closing due to purchase order expiring. 233628, Professional Medical and Surgical Supply. This purchase order is decreasing the amount of $21,552.93 and closing due to purchase order expiring. Item 233629, the Standard Companies. This purchase order is decreasing the amount of $88,352.05 and closed due to purchase order expiring. Item 233630, Visacom ICT LLC. This purchase order is decreasing the amount of $14,883.29, closing due to purchase order expiring. Item 233631, the Home Depot. This purchase order is decreasing the amount of $28,000 due to DuPage Care Center not requiring as much product as originally requested. Item 233632, Valdez LLC. This purchase order is decreasing the amount of $36,000 due to DuPage Care Center not requiring as much product as originally requested. And item 233633, Warehouse Direct. This purchase order is decreasing the amount of $17,000 due to DuPage Care Center not requiring as much product as originally requested. Did we get a motion? Oh, did I make the motion?
Yeah, you made it.
Okay, I made that motion. Second by. Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. I'll take a motion to receive and place on file informational items. I'm going to combine and take a motion to combine informational items 11A, 11B, 11C.
Second.
Motion a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, I'll take a motion to approve or to receive and place on file 233634 police on fire Okay, firemen.
We'll have it.
Yes. Item GPN 05523, the 2023 HUD Continuum of Care Program Competition Planning Grant, Plan Year 24, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development in the amount of $312,932,000. Approve item 233635, GPN 5623, Plan Year 23, Continuum of Care Program Competition, HMS, U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development in the amount of $188,556. And item 233636, GPN 5723 for fiscal year 23, Continuum of Care Program Competition, Coordinated Entry Plan Year 25 from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, amount of $80,000.
Second. So moved. Second.
Okay, I did ask for a motion, so motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. Okay. Easier said than done. I know Janelle is at a conference in Chicago representing the DuPage Care Center, so I think Christine.
Hi, good morning.
on
Can you hear me?
TV. Yes, thank you, Christine. Go ahead.
Hi, how is everybody today?
Good.
Good. Update, we are clear of COVID still, so that is wonderful news for us. So we are headed in the right direction. Construction update, we are moving along. It is pretty impressive upstairs. I'm so excited for it. Looking the way it did, I got a sneak peek. They're tiling the resident bathrooms right now. They're painting and they're putting up Acrovin in the corridors, which is the wall protectors. So it looks really, really good. And also to let you know, we did complete our IDPH annual survey and we did extremely well. We had 5 small tags, which is exceptional. And so we will be scheduling a party in the future for our staff because everybody, our staff is incredible. Everybody hands-on all the time, 100%. And it was just phenomenal this year. Nobody was stressed. So that was even better. So we're very pleased over here.
Thank you, Christine. And
Thank you.
And the IDPH information that you shared with us really deserves congratulations because, again, I understand being a former firefighter paramedic, the intensity that brings, and for the DuPage Care Center, which is probably 1,000-fold what we have to deal with at the fire department level. So congratulations to you and your staff on that.
Thank you. I will pass that along. Have a good day.
Well, hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Quick question for me, and then we'll see if any other members have questions. So with regards to construction, have they started working on any of the clients' rooms yet? The residents' rooms?
Well, they've tiled the bathrooms in the resident room. This was a week and a half ago. We got to do a sneak peek. So yes, they were tiling all the bathrooms and doing the corridors and putting up the wall protection so then they can go in and then start doing the bathrooms. But the nurses' station is all carved out and looks really impressive, and it's just so inviting, and it's operationally it's going to be so well for staff. So yeah, bedrooms should start coming up pretty shortly.
So have those residents whose rooms are being remodeled, have they been displaced at this point and moved into?
No, everybody was moved months ago to start for this, so nobody was displaced, and we have available rooms for people to move if we were to have other isolations or anything like that. So nobody's been displaced. They're still on their original unit.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Christine? Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
And I did not say we do not have any residency waivers, so I skipped that. But on to community services for Mary Keating.
Thank you. Good morning. Just a couple things this morning. First, I want to congratulate Julie Hamlin, who's been promoted to our Administrator of Community Development. Julie previously was the manager of the unit, so now she'll be heading up the whole division. Julie's been with us, I think, since 2016. She started as a planner, moved up to the manager position, and now is moving into the administrator role. For those of you who knew Dave McDermott, that's the position that Dave previously held. So very happy for Julie. It's always great to promote from within. And then I just want to give you all a heads up on sort of the latest on the $5 million that we had for food assistance and what our current next step is going to be. Next week on the finance agenda, we'll be bringing a recommendation to extend the current Northern Illinois Food Bank contract. So just a kind of quick rundown of the numbers. You'll remember we had $5 million in ARPA that was set aside for food assistance. We did a contract with Northern Illinois Food Bank for $1.75 million. We did 2 rounds of direct grants to food pantries for $1.5 million. We currently have sort of out on the street the grant, the request for grant proposals for the $1 million in equipment. That leaves us just a bit over $700,000 left. So the current contract with Northern Illinois Food Bank expires at the end of this month. I will also just to recall, Chair Conroy has put $1.5 million in her 2024 budget. So we have time to figure out what to do with that $1.5 million. But in terms of the $700,000, what we're going to be bringing a recommendation for is basically sort of 2 things. First would be extending the Northern Illinois Food Bank contract for another 4 months. Again, while we make decisions about how we want to spend that 1.5, assuming it's approved in the 2024 budget. So we'll extend Northern Illinois Food Bank for 4 months. And we'll also give sort of prorated small grants to those 3 townships, or the townships that opted out of the initial program. Again, that buys us time to figure out what we're going to do with 2024. We'd prefer to see no interruption in the Northern Illinois Food Bank distribution. They are sort of working towards an assumption that 4-month contract will be extension will be approved, and so we're going to bring that forward next week. Just to give you some sense of what's been accomplished with that Northern Illinois Food Bank contract, I got a report from them last week. They have delivered over 2 million pounds of produce to DuPage food pantries, and over 25,000 cases of things like diapers, wipes, and toilet paper. So I think it's an extraordinary impact that we've achieved with that contract. So anyway, just wanted to give you a heads up that will be on finance next week. I did work with Chair Chair Schwarzy on sort of this plan. I believe he spoke with Member Chaplin as well about the finance agenda. So that's the plan for the 14th. And that's all I have.
Thank you for sharing that information, Mary. And I just want to remind this committee that Mary Keating, Paula, Vice Chair Garcia, and myself have met multiple times with the food pantries in DuPage County, and whatever the quantity of food pantries minus really the 2 township food pantries that were unhappy with their food produce. So 95% of the food pantries were absolutely 100% on board with this produce program, and very, very happy with the produce and the quantity of produce they were getting from the Northern Illinois Food Bank. And that was a big part of our reasoning for trying to continue this with the $700,000 we have left. And then with regards to the 1.5 in 2024 that's earmarked, we're going to have a big finance meeting discussion, obviously, at our meeting next Tuesday. And I am going to be requesting to see if we can raise that amount from 1.5 million. I personally think, food insecurity is probably going to be one of the biggest problems. It's certainly one of the biggest problems in DuPage County right now, and I think that will probably be continuing through next year. So, any questions or comments for Mary? Okay, thank you very much, Mary. Do we have any old business? Seeing none, do we have any new business? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much, everybody.